Hello, this video is going to be about YMAX, stock ticker YMAX, and where it could go into the future. Now, we've been tracking YMAX, and we have been trying to see where YMAX could go into the future. We are here on the weekly chart, and the weekly chart has turned into another green shaded buy zone. It had turned off. And then it turned back on. So funny how that works. Anyway, so if you go back to July, you draw a box around the 3 weeks and you moved it forward. You draw a line into the 4th week and where you could be into the future. So we have not reached the peak destination of $12.45, 46 cents. Take a number, right? We are outside of the regression line currently on the weekly chart. But it is a buy. It has got the buy indicator going on for it right now, currently on the weekly chart. But there are multiple things to consider when buying a Yieldmax. There's so many things to talk about, and I cannot cover them all, and my dog's chewing on a bone in the background. So let's go over Netflix. Netflix, does that look like Head and Shoulders to you? I think it does. Meta, it's kind of like another Head and Shoulders going on right now. Where do you think it will go into the future? Well, there's a lot of room to fall. A lot of room to fall into the future. It looks like 500 is a major level in the future. I don't really care. But if you look at the indicator below, Netflix has a lot of room to fall. Meta has a lot of room to fall. Microsoft has a lot of room to climb. Now, the stochastic, the blue and yellow that you see on the screen is a stochastic, essentially a stochastic. All right, so last time it's been this low, it's been bought up. It's been bought up, so I expect Microsoft to eat. If it falls down to 337-ish, 335, I expect a buy. It's a buy, a definite buy. It's been in the zone before. It lines up with the top of the regression channel. Microsoft is going to probably be the first tech stock to start to recover, so to speak. After it falls down. So like if Microsoft continues its downward spiral, which I entirely think it's going to more downside for everything. But Microsoft will probably be one of the first stocks to start to recover. According to stochastic Tesla or strategy. Tesla's neutral in the stochastic. Everything is negative. They're right in the middle of the regression line. It's anyone's game on Tesla. There's plenty of support down below. There's plenty of resistance up above. So you can see if we get a pop in Tesla, we're going to get 273. But down below, we got 230, and we have 200 down below. 230 and 200. So, and it lines up. It's perfect. Perfect. Apple's still elevated. But yeah, Apple is still elevated. The stochastic is still going down. We got negative money flow. We got negative RSI. Everything on every stock is negative. All right, except for Microsoft. Microsoft is one of the only ones that has been negative money flow but has an elevated stock price. So I'm not sure what to think about it, but it looks to me like Microsoft might be the first. So I don't know. It's a long game. It's going to be a long-term game. All right, so same with coin. Now coin looks like it's going to hit a decent failure mark right here, since it's going to fail the regression line, midline, and that could send coin into more downside, which means Bitcoin is more downside. But Bitcoin, the 84K level in Bitcoin, all right, it needs to get rejected by 84K, and I think it already has. If we zoom in on this weekly candle, you can see that the top wick had already almost rejected 84K perfectly. So now we're getting rejected by 84K Bitcoin. There's so many things to talk about. So yeah, Google 137, Nvidia's got more room to fall down. Perfect. The Nvidia 68 puts it in the regression channel. So how quickly, also, so Microsoft and Nvidia have the stochastic to where it could start rolling over back to the upside. But as it rolls over back to the upside, it's going to feel more downside. It's just because it rolls over back to curl up doesn't mean anything as far as stock go up. All right, it means stock go down or sideways as it rolls over. So like if you go back in history, this is a weekly chart, mind you, and this is long-term bullshit. Okay, long-term. This is long-term. As it rolls over, the stock price goes sideways or down. Okay, so in the future, as it rolls over, the stock price could go sideways or down and getting back into the regression channel. So as the stock price goes sideways or down, the regression channel goes higher. On the weekly chart, we catch up to some of these moving averages into the future. AMD it might be one of the first stocks like Microsoft to get a bounce. AMD is starting to show some Bollinger Band RSI action too, to where it gets constricted to where a move will happen. So if you look at AMD, we can see that we were rejected by the 114, 200 EMAs above, but we are finding support on the EMAs coming from below. So if you a weekly chart, if you rewind back in time, you can see these EMAs coming through, and we're finding support on the same EMAs that were coming through previously. So if we find support on these EMAs that we used support on before, we can suspect a bounce back into 515 AMD. And this is all just tech. Ignore the news, ignore tariffs, ignore everything. All right, anything could change. We got earnings coming up for AMD soon already. 7.7 billion. All right, so they're going to earn less. 9.6 estimate earnings. Yeah, they're going to earn less per share. So this is perfect for a downward move in AMD. They already had the rejection of the 200 EMA at 115. So downward, sideways until earnings, and then more downward motion. or who knows? We're back in the regression channel, but that just means that we can fall further into the regression channel. So every stock still looks bearish as far as the YMAX is concerned. If we go back to YMAX, like I said, we still have a target down below at around 1244, 1245. If we reach that target into the future, if we most likely will probably hit this target in the future, because that's where it just seems that's where stocks want to be. No one knows. If you knew, you'd be a millionaire, and if you were a millionaire, you wouldn't be watching this bullshit. All right. If I were a millionaire, would I be making these fun videos? Probably, yeah. I would most definitely be making a fun video of sorts. Tracking my $1 million invested into the stock market. DJT. Okay, so I think downside for DJT. It doesn't matter whether it's it has nothing to do with anyone. Everything looks good for more downside for DJT. We got lower targets here at around 13, 14 bucks. Easy 13, 14 bucks. It's below the middle line in the regression channel. It's bearish. There's no it just means more downside for YMAX. All right, we're looking at another dollar downside for YMAX, everyone. I'm hoping for upside, but everything right now, dead cat bounce maybe. It's entirely possible. Nvidia, yeah. The big majors, the Mag 7 stocks, have a lot more downside to be had before it looks comfortable buying by major institutions. Like, I have no clue who's been buying for the past year. The money flow has been leaving Nvidia, and everything's going to negative. So that just means $80 Nvidia is entirely possible. Kind of like how I thought GME could entirely hit 40, but like I said, everything's been going down, and they even came out with what was that news for GME? Dilution, is that what they call it? Dilution, yeah. So where could YMAX go into the future? I think more downside. There needs to be some positive news in the overall market. Right now, April 2nd's coming up. I do not suggest trading, though I'm not technically trading. I just invest into YMAX. They do all the trading for me. That's why I'm invested into it. And I do not throw any extra money into this investment. I only throw the dividends that I have been given by YMAX back into the investment until I get my initial investment back, and then we'll see where we go from there. And oh yeah, here's my investment chart. I've been tracking it since I originally invested. So we're here at April, coming up on April. Where's my mouse? There it is. So I've almost got $6,000 as of April in dividends, but you know, the stock price keeps going down. So, but whatever.